Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How is everyone doing? Happy Sunday. If you're finding me for the first time, please like our page. We also have a YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. How is everybody doing? I try to keep time. So welcome back. Last week we didn't come on because we went to make money. We were at an event. So for those ones who follow us every week, we had finished this book. And if you need a copy of this book, I think it's in Kenya, so you can inbox me. I try to connect you in Kenya where you can get this book. So we are going to start a new series, and I'm going to start it today without my husband. My husband is out of town. And that's part of the discussion that we are going to have. We are going to have talking about living a healthy life. And living a healthy life, that includes taking time away from your spouse. I can see all of you. Please say hello and like our page. Taking time away from your spouse is something that is very healthy, that they can go and do things, that they like to do. In this case, our daughter moved to Texas. So he went there to see where she moved to and see how the state looks like. So we are going to start that series. So I'm going to highlight, part of what we are going to do. And then we will do it weekly. It is a book. It's coming off of a book. This book, I don't know if you can find it online. I went to a seminar in 2004 where our company paid for us to take a class on living a healthy life with chronic conditions. You could be sick, you could be depressed, you could be having heart disease, arthritis, diabetes, asthma, bronchitis, and all kinds of diseases. It's a very good book. So we are going to use this book. And this book is a big book, but it's a very good book. So that's where we are going to get most of our notes from. And I think it has, how many chapters? It has 21 chapters. So we are going to do as much as we can as we go, because, we are talking about healthy living. This month, we've been talking about suicide. And if you're not self-aware of your health conditions, you are likely to find yourself in a situation where you are going to be sick and you're not able to work. So we want to start with the first thing that we are going to talk about is self-management. When we talk about self-management, is actually knowing yourself. Do you know yourself? Do you understand how your body works? When you're sick, do you know when you're sick? How do we end up having the diseases that we have? Because we start having body pains, we start having anxiety, we start getting this, like stress, difficulty in breathing. Before you know it, you just feel tired all the time. Before you know it, you cannot manage your emotions. You are so upset. In the process, you end up becoming sick. And when you become sick, you're not able to trace what led you to where you are. So because most of us cannot manage ourselves, we are so busy managing everything else but ourselves, okay? So we need to be self-aware to become our own managers, to manage our own activities. Decide what you want to accomplish. Is it eating well? Is it budgeting? Is it finding another job? So you need to decide, what do you want to accomplish? Look for ways and say, what, moving forward, I want a good relationship. What does it require, to have a good relationship? You need A, B, C, D. Okay, look for ways to help you achieve whatever goals that you're starting to set for yourself. It could be for your business, could be for your children, spending time with your kids. Write those goals and small goals. Start making short-term goals and write them down and say, what, moving forward, I'm going to do A, B, C, D. I'm a strong believer of a planner. I'm a strong believer of writing things that you want to do, carry out, write those things and cross them one by one. Check your results, okay? And decide what are the changes that you're going to make so that you can achieve those goals. Once you achieve those goals, if it's, exercising, if it's eating well. Reward yourself. Decide how you're going to reward yourself. It could be you treating yourself to something. You have to tell yourself that, you know what, I have achieved this. So how do I clap for myself before everybody else claps for you? Okay, identify what problems you have. Are you diabetic? Do you have asthma? Do you have high blood pressure? Are you like always angry? What are those problems that you have that you need to sit down and work on them? Then think of the method. What method are you going to use to solve if it's anger issues? How are you going to deal with your anger issues? As you're deciding to deal with those issues, assess yourself. Am I making progress? Okay. Am I doing this right? Even if it's a week, look at that week and say, you know what? I've not had any progress the past 1 week. So I need to change the way I'm doing this so you can get the result of what you're trying to accomplish. Because sometimes you might be working on something, but the way you're doing it is not the right way. So you start changing ways. You're like, you know what, if I was doing like in the morning, let me do it in the afternoon. Okay. So you're going to change your alternatives, or how you're getting the help that you want to get yourself. Okay. Utilize people. Call me and say, Penny, you've been doing this and that. You're successful. How can I get help? How can I get to where you are? Call like a therapist. If it's anger issues, utilize those therapists. Ask the therapist that, you know what, because they've gone to school for that. I'm having a hard time managing my anger. Can you help me? If it's diabetes, go to the doctor and ask the doctor, what else can I do besides taking medication? What kind of foods, ask for people to help you solve that problem, because some of the problems you're not able to solve them by yourself. Okay. If a problem is not being solved, like I said, always find another way. Look for the resources around. Be like, what can I do to help myself or remove myself from medication? What can I do to lose weight? What can I do to have savings? What can I do to keep a good marriage? What can I do for my children to listen to me? What can I do to enjoy this job? What can I do to find another job? You understand? Find those things that you need to do. But in the process, most of us, we find ourselves, we are just so tired. You find yourself, you're so stressed. Sometimes you feel like you can't breathe. You want to breathe, you can't breathe. Sometimes you're just feeling pain everywhere. You're having backache. You're having like sleepless nights. You're just feeling sick because you have all these problems and you don't have a way to solve these problems. So in the process, you're getting sick. You're creating a disease that you never had. Use your mind to decide where you want to go. Before you get all the outside help, try to exercise, try to relax, try to get a massage, taking walks, Even some people get therapy from cleaning, Some people get therapy from eating. Some people, for me, it could be as simple as drinking this ginger water. Some people, it could be as simple as eating out, like going out where the food is prepared, nyama choma, they eat good meat and they feel good. Find that one thing that is helping you relax mentally before you do the physical things, okay? All of us need exercise. I was talking to one of my customers yesterday, and she has this mindset where she thinks that you go to the gym to lose weight. When you go to the gym, you don't go to the gym to lose weight. If you go to the gym, if you ask me, 80% of the people who are at the gym, if not 70%, are people who are small. People don't go to the gym to lose weight. You go to the gym to even move your hands, just to exercise. It can help your brain, your brain activities. Sometimes it could be shoulder pain. When you go to the gym and get those machines, you're moving your body. It could be your thighs. You're working on your thighs. If you have arthritis, some people have joint pains because they're not exercising. You go to work, you come home, you're running with the kids. So when you go to the gym, you're not going to the gym to lose weight. The gym is associated with weight loss. I don't think people understand that even doing simple exercises, is helpful. What is who is saying? Somebody's writing something. They had some questions but couldn't reach you. Who is this? Penny, hope you're doing message helping these ladies from Gulf. Or they can inbox me. I'll respond to them. Inbox me. I'll talk to them on the inbox. So sometimes the gym is just to go there and just relax your muscles. You're not there to lose weight. And sometimes the gym could be a place for networking. I go to the gym. There are those people I meet on a regular basis. We talk. How are you? How have you been? Yeah, you see, Sky has said that she does the gym to relax. You're not in the gym so you can lose weight and be a slim person. No, 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 no. Whoever put that in people's mind is, really mess people up. You don't go to the gym so you can lose weight. You go to the gym to exercise your muscles. And I told this lady, she's like probably 160 pounds to 200. She was telling me, I wake up and I'm gaining weight. I don't want to go to the gym. She's associating the gym with weight loss. But at the same time, she told me I'm very depressed. So I said, sometimes you don't just go to the gym because you want to lose weight. Just go there and do body stretches. You'll be so surprised how much you're going to feel good. You understand? Just by exercising, moving the parts of your body. So those people who are always thinking that, only people who are big are the ones who need to go to the gym. No, develop an active lifestyle where you are taking walks. And by the way, I'm sharing this information with you because I practice these things. And I'm telling you, I attended this conference in 2004, and it was the most beneficial training that I ever attended. It was a 3-day training that the job paid for us. They wanted healthy employees, so they invested in us, and they paid somebody to go. They sent us somewhere to go get training on how to be productive. And if you're productive, you're not only productive at home, you're also productive at work. Okay, choose the exercises that you want to do. In this book, they have shown the exercises that increase your circulation, the exercises that touch what part of the body. You can even go on YouTube. Everybody has a smartphone now. Look what exercises are good for you. Okay, and exercise is not just for you to have muscles. Sometimes the exercise is just to make you feel good because it increases your blood circulation. But some people might not exercise because they are sick. Some people are sitting on the wheelchair. They might never do exercises, but they can do the stretches, the arm stretches. You understand? Some people cannot walk on a treadmill, but if you go to the gym, they can do, they can move their hands. Some people can move their neck, right? Some people can just move their neck. Sometimes you can just move your shoulders. Any part of the body, what's happening? It's pumping blood, the whole body, and the blood is circulating. You don't have to necessarily walk on a treadmill. Okay? Some people exercise, to get fit because they are going to run a marathon. Okay? People have different diseases, different things. So you're not going to do the regular exercise that everybody is doing. Okay? Some people have heart disease, so you can't just go on a treadmill and run fast. Some people have lung disease, so you're not going to do certain exercises. If you have a stroke, you will not do the same exercise as somebody who doesn't have a stroke. So you have to think, what kind of exercise are you trying to do? If you have high blood pressure, your heart beats fast and this and that is happening, you might try to go to the gym. The next thing you know, you're dead because you did not really decide what kind of exercise that you need. Some people have, is it osteoporosis, where your bones are gentle. So now you go start doing some exercises. You're going to go start picking weight that is like 400-500 pounds. Before you know it, you break your bone. So if you have problems with gentle bones, you might do a different exercise. So before you start doing that exercise, look at your health, evaluate yourself, ask yourself, what do I need? What kind of chronic illnesses do I have? Am I a healthy person? If you're not healthy, what are those exercises that you need to do that suit you? Not suiting Dennis, not suiting Penny. What is that exercise that is good for you? That it is tailored towards yourself, who you are, because you can't just do what everybody else is doing. Okay? Communication. When you don't like something, you have to let people know that you don't like something. And in some cases, you can write down if you want, like the rest of us. Some of us, we like to write. I like to think, but I also like to write. I got this book I think at the beginning of the year. I found it. I have so many of these books. I write and write because that's how I feel good. And in this book, they have made it easy for you. I've done the writing here. You write the date, you write the time, and at the end of the day, you write what you are grateful about. Let me show you a blank page. So they have a Bible verse up there. So on this day, it says, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find it. Knock and it will be opened to you. Matthew 7:7. And this is a daily book that you can write your thoughts. It is blank. Okay, so you write everything that you want. You communicate to yourself and to others. If you have a spouse, let them know that this is moving forward. This is what we are going to do. And at the end of the day, they ask you to write in this box, this little box. They say, write what you are grateful about. So what that's forcing you, it's forcing you to have gratitude. Gratitude is hard to come by. A lot of people are quick to overlook whatever has happened to them. They're always thinking of the negative things. They are never even grateful that, you know what, I woke up this morning. They are never grateful. Some of them have children. Some people are trying to have children. They are never grateful they have this college degree that everybody's trying to go to college. They can't get it. Some people have a husband. They already now lived with their husband and they've taken their husband for granted. Some people found a wife. Others are looking for a wife. They can never find a wife. But you found a wife. You're not even grateful about that wife. So everybody has something that they are grateful for. But the fact that we don't do it daily, that is how we end up having these chronic illnesses, because we don't have gratitude. The moment you start having gratitude every day, you will find yourself in a very peaceful place. You will find yourself sleeping very well. You will find yourself just feeling great, because you know what? There's so many things that you are grateful about. Nyareso, how are you? So communicate. Let your spouse know that, moving forward, this is how I want to do things. Let's talk about conflict. Minimize conflict. Stop fighting with people on social media. Stop fighting with your spouse. Stop fighting with your children. Stop fighting with your co-workers. Communicate to people that moving forward, I don't want to fight with Nyareso. Moving forward, this is what I want to do. I want a healthy life. Moving forward, I don't want to eat junk. Moving forward, I want to be happily married. Let your husband know that moving forward, I'm not going to argue with you. Not that I'm going to just say yes to everything, but I don't want to get into these conflicts that are making my heart race. If it's your children, let your children know that, you know what, there's mommy time. Let your children know that, you know what, you need to do A, B, C, D. Communicate. Minimize conflict with people, because when you're having a lot of conflict with people, it interferes with your heart. It interferes with your health. It will bring you stress. Every time you argue with someone, you get into a stressful into a stressful mode. That's why I don't like to argue with people on Facebook. Every now and then I argue with some decorum, like I argue with moderation, but I don't like to engage people too much. And if you engage me negatively, I do it once, the second time, the third time I block you. So that means I remove you from my life, because why am I dealing with you? I don't even know you. Some of these people you meet on Facebook, you don't know them. So by me blocking you, I have communicated with you that, you know what, you're not going to engage me that way, because I'm already challenged. The fact that I have 4 children, I have a husband, I have bills to pay, I have my mother who's not well, I have 1,000 things that are disturbing me. And then now you're going to bring your negative energy. You probably are like 15, 16. Nowadays, Facebook, you don't even know who you're talking to. You're probably talking to someone who doesn't have a family. And here you are engaging someone who has nothing to do but relax. So minimize those conflicts, okay? If need be, Ask for help. When you need something, don't be afraid to tell people that, you know what, I need somebody to watch the kids for me. I'm going to take a weekend away and I just want to rest. Don't be afraid to tell your children that, you know what, I'm not able to do A, B, C, D, but next time. Saying no and asking for help, these are things that people are not doing. And this is why people have a lot of problems, because people are not willing to just come out in the open and say, you know what, I'm actually struggling. Could you please help me? I'm having a hard time in A, B, C, D. I'm having a hard time finding X, in math. I'm not good in math. Not even in math. I'm not even good in books. So you're not going to come and help me, ask me to help you, something even me I don't know. So for me, when I have a problem in math, which I actually rarely have a problem in math, because the only math right now I need to do is my money. Find X, I've left that to my children. Right now, I need to manage my money. And managing my money, that math I can do. But find X and algebra and adding all these things and finding X, I'm not finding X. So I'm not going to trouble myself by looking for Nyareso to tell me, help me with homework. I'm not doing homework. I'm beyond that. Okay. But if you need to find X and you're in a class, you're going to college and you need to find X, you don't know how to find X, ask for help. Because there is somebody who finding X is as A, B, C, D. The way I speak like this is very easy for me to talk. I find it's just natural for me because I like to talk. That's the gift God gave me. With social media or without social media, my whole life, I've been able to express myself to my parents. I can express myself to my friends. It comes easy for me. But math doesn't come easy for me. School doesn't come easy for me, no. But the mouth, what I'm saying now, comes very easy for me. So if you want me to do something for you like now here, or if you want me to sell an item for you, I can do it. I can tell somebody about your product and I will sell the product. I didn't even go to school for that. It comes natural for me, and that's how I'm making my money. That's how I run my business. I can talk somebody into something. Okay? So ask for help from Penny. If you want me to sell something on Facebook for you, ask for that help because that's what I'm doing. And when I need math, find X, which I don't need, I will come and ask you. Now, if I need somebody to manage my business, to run my website, for instance, I'm not good in IT. I took basic computer classes just to get around, but I don't run my website. I have a website where I sell my stuff, but my husband is the one who is running my website. Because you know what? My husband is very smart. When it comes to computers, he can disassemble a computer and bring it back. In fact, he is, oh my goodness, he's amazing, right? So he's running my website. So when I need help, I just don't call him and start yelling at him. No, I call him, sweetie, how are you? How is everything? I greet him. I make sure everything is fine. And then I'm like, oh, I just got new items. Could you please load my items for me on the website? He is experienced in that. He is an expert in computers. So he will load my website. He's put in the credit card payment. All I need to get is to come and sell here. And then when I get the order, he'll tell me he has set it in a way that I get an email. I get a text that, you know what, Penny, you have an order on the website and go ship this item. I can literally go ship the item to the post office. The money is set to go to the bank. I don't even know how it gets there. That's something that God has gifted him. That is not my gift. My gift is to come and talk the way I'm talking now. So ask for help. Okay, and access help where it is. Sometimes the help is there and we are not getting this help. The biggest thing also is to learn to listen. Okay, I can't come here every day and I'm just talking. You're not listening. We need to learn to listen. Listening is a skill. Even people who are choosing marriage, you're not going to have a relationship with anybody if you cannot listen. There's a time to talk. And there's a time to listen. Some people, you talk to them, before you could even finish the sentence, they've cut you off. They don't even let you to insert even one sentence. They don't let you to even insert one word. Listen to yourself when you're talking to somebody. That is part of mental health. That is part of healthy living, where you are given time to actually express yourself. You cannot cut me halfway, because an incomplete sentence is not a full sentence for you to make sense out of what I meant to say. So you have to learn to listen. For me to start from the beginning, you're listening. Don't listen with the intention to respond, but listen to internalize what I'm telling you about how I'm feeling, about my disappointment, about my headache, about my body ache, about my business. We need to learn to listen. A lot of us don't have that skill. Every week on Saturday at my shop, I have to sit and listen. A couple weeks ago, this lady came to give me a story how she's saving her eggs so she can have children. She's 37. And she's saying to me, I can't find a man to have children with. So I'm going to save these eggs. Whatever age I get a man, I'm going to have children. She explained to me that, I have dated, I meet these people, but they don't look that they're good partners. But at the same time, she said, I don't want to be cheated of being a mother. So I'm doing, because she was buying the waist beads, she said, you know what, I'm in the process of removing the eggs. So I'm going to, when I finish this process, I'm going to lose weight. I sit there and listen to these people talking. Yesterday, I met a lady that told me, she's one of the vendors. She told me that she's going to sleep at the market. I sat there. In fact, within 10 minutes, if not 15, she had told me her whole life story. She has 3 degrees. She's not willing to, she doesn't want to work as a teacher. She went to work as a teacher. She's not interested in teaching children who don't listen. She decided to do this business because this business is easy. She just enjoys what she's doing. She has her 3 kids. She showed me the grandkids. She showed me, and she explained to me how she's not going to go home today. She's going to sleep in her car at the market because she doesn't feel strong enough to drive home. So I'm just going to eat here and sleep here and everything. I was supposed to go back there today to go see her. She's at the market. If I don't see her today, I'll see her on Saturday. Listening. When somebody is talking, people want somebody who's willing to listen. Not when somebody is talking, you cut them off. Before they could finish a sentence, you cut them off. So we are going to cover that series where we are talking about communication, but we'll do it with Abu, because I believe when Abu is talking, I shouldn't be talking. When he's talking, I should be quiet. I need to be able to know exactly what he's saying. The children is the same way. When the kids are speaking, let the child finish a full sentence. And when they finish, then you can also talk. If you cut people off all the time, it's stressful. It's stressful when nobody is willing to listen to what you have to say. And that can cause diseases. Okay? Then the other thing we are going to talk about is intimacy. When we talk about intimacy, for us who are from Kenya, it is a very kind of bad discussion. We don't even want to talk about it. When we are growing up, you're just told that children come from heaven. Something like that. Children don't come from heaven. Children are made. So we shy away from intimacy. And intimacy is what really gives us the children that we call our children. Intimacy is what keeps people growing the population. People have to have sex to have children. But we shy away from talking about sex, and we shy away from facing the reality about sex and what it is. And in the process, we end up in very bad situations when it comes to sex. Many of the greatest men, many of the greatest women have been brought down because of sex. Because sex is there. We need to come to a point where we are going to agree that sex is a very important part of everybody's life, especially if you're choosing to be married or you live with someone Some people choose can we stay. Some people choose to date. So we want to minimize sex, but we should not. Sex is a big part. Okay, we need to learn not to be afraid to say that, you know what, yes, I need the sex. Yes, it's time for sex now. We argued about the children. Can we put that aside? Yes, let's have sex. Okay, now we are having sex. Yeah, this sex is good. Should I tell my partner that it is good? Okay, if it's not good, should I tell my partner that, you know what, it hurts? There's touch. Not everybody likes touch, but part of sex or sex intimacy is being touched. There is different lotions. I talk about the shea butter. I talk about the baby oil. You know, the aloe vera baby oil. There's all kinds of fragrances and things that are used for sexual feelings. People are afraid and they are shying away from these things. But other people who are doing it, they're actually benefiting a lot. They do not only produce children, they have a healthy relationship, because you can't afford to get a massage at the saloon every week. You can't afford to go and get like to go to a spa. But if you're married, you will make time where you're saying, oh, sweetie, after 9, for instance, in our house here, our prayer time is around 9, because that's the time the baby is going to bed. After 9, you can just be intentional and say, you know what, sweetie, after the kids go, before we are intimate, please massage my shoulders. Before the kids go, please massage my thighs. Oh, I'm having a problem with this hand here. My husband actually has a problem with his hand because of the computers. He can tell me, you know what, massage this, because the muscles tense up. The muscles just have pain because sometimes they are being overused or they are not being used. But I shouldn't be embarrassed to tell my husband that at least, not even when I need it, we can schedule it and say, you know, yesterday was me, today is you, as needed, and do the touch. Okay, there's nothing wrong with fantasizing about having sex later in the night. People shy away from thinking like, you know what, today we are really going to have sex. Stop everything. Stop thinking about the kids. Stop thinking about your bills. Stop thinking about everything and start anticipating the sex. You're like, today, yeah. Use fantasy. It is okay. There is nowhere where it is written that you should not fantasize. Okay, and if you're not doing the fantasy thing, that's how you end up. Some people are having sex and it is painful. Some people are just giving their spouses sex. They are telling them, finish quickly, tomorrow is work. Some people are not giving their spouses sex and they live together. And some people are not even thinking that, oh, the fact that I'm not having sex, it could be the reason that I'm not well. Why did God create sex in the first place? So as couples or as people, even if you're not legally married or you're not cohabiting with someone, we need to face those things and be realistic about it. You know, if it's your children, talk to your children about some of these sex things because they're afraid. Let the children know that sex is okay. If you have sex before marriage, if you have sex without a condom, if you have sex, you can have children. If you have sex, this and that. Okay, some couples are even afraid to tell their spouses that they don't like certain positions, because these positions, when you talk about living a healthy life, they are in this book. You will see they've talked about sexual positions and desires that human beings have. The writer of this book did research to put together information where, you know, they talked to different people to ask them what do they think about intimacy. And, you know, they found that a lot of people like, you know, different styles. They don't want you just to jump on top of you and then, you know, and then they're making love or just is kind of more raping you. So they tell you, talk about these sexual positions, see what works for you, what you don't like, because you know what, it is going to make the other person more comfortable. Okay, consider people who have osteoporosis. Consider people who have gingivitis. Gingivitis is the infection of the gums. If you have gingivitis, it might be difficult to kiss you. So seek help. Go get help so your gums can be cleaned, so you are kissable. Okay, if it's your teeth, brush your teeth before you go to bed to help you, for somebody to be intimate with you. You can't come to bed with vegetables and all kinds of garlic and everything, and you're expecting intimacy. So this sex thing, we are going to talk about it, and we are going to explore it when Abu is here, where we are going to openly talk about it without shying away, because as we are getting older, we are learning that, you know what, some things we are glad we did it, because if you don't do it, it's going to put you in a situation where your spouse is cheating, and when they've cheated, now you have a problem. Okay, and here on chapter 12, let me go back here. 12, they are talking about making your wishes known and advance directives. You need to talk about, do you want to be buried here? Do you want to be resuscitated? Do you want to be taken to Kenya? Do you want to be cremated? Okay, regardless whether you're married or you're not married, this is a discussion that you need to have with your spouse, you need to have with your family. And then healthy eating. Healthy eating is something that I'm big on. I'm passionate about eating well. It is something that I started practicing. I guess I was born into it, I should say. My father ate very well. So I'm passionate about what I eat. I'm very careful. So we are going to explore healthy eating. And as we talk about these things, I want to remind you that we are also struggling. It's not that we are successful, we are struggling. Eating right, making sure the meals are made, making sure your dinner is what you have on the dinner is on the table, what's on your dinner table. Making sure that as much as you're looking for money, you should also be as mindful as possible that what are you eating at the end of the day before you go to look for money. If you're taking medication, what are the medications that you take? Are you managing your medication properly? You're supposed to take medicine 8-4, and maybe 8, but you don't take your medication. So if you're on medication, if you don't take your medicine right, you're going to create more diseases. If you're diabetic, you don't take your insulin, you're going to be, you'll faint, and then you'll end up in the hospital. So we are going to talk about those people who are on medication. Are you managing your medication now? If you're in a point where you have to take high blood pressure, if you don't take your medication, you're likely to get a stroke. So you need to take your medication on time. Making treatment decisions. There are other witnesses who say, you know, if I'm this, I don't want blood. So we'll cover that, okay? Managing chronical diseases, you know, meaning you have this disease, you have diabetes, you have high blood pressure, how are you managing it? You have arthritis, how are you managing it? You have anxiety, how are you managing anxiety? You are depressed. What are you doing about your depression? Are you just seated there, just getting depressed each day, snapping at everybody? You know, before you know it, you're going to get erectile dysfunction. Before you know it, you're going to, the intimacy is going to go, okay? Before you know it, you're living in fear. Then now you can't sleep. You're anxious. Every time you hear people talking, when everybody's happy, you're miserable. So what are those diseases that you already have that you need to take care of? Because it's all about self-care, okay? And then they're talking about planning for your future. What does your future look like? Do you have a future? What is the future? The future is tomorrow. Yesterday is gone. Today, we are living today. What does your future look like? Okay? What does tomorrow look like? What does next week look like? If you're planning to take a vacation, when are you taking that vacation? When do you plan to start that thing so the future can look different than the past? What are your fears? What are you afraid? There are things that you're afraid to do. You're afraid to love your spouse. You're afraid to go get counseling because your marriage is falling apart. Because of fear, you're just quiet, and everyday things are getting worse and worse. What is your reality? Your reality is not my reality. Here I am. You see where I am? I'm here. Where are you? Where do you want to be? Are there things that you're keeping to yourself and you're the only one who knows? How are you going to help yourself if you cannot get up and change something that you need to change? Nobody's going to change it for you. And then the last chapter, I think they've given you 357. They've given you hints on some of the 357, the hints like to get around. It's a big book and it's a long series. We took it for, the training was 3 days, and 357 helpful hints. Okay, they've highlighted waking up. Try stretching when you wake up. Okay, wake up early, make your bed, buy beautiful bed sheets. They've given you hints for you to start your life. Hygiene, bathe yourself, take a shower, get like body scrubs, get lotions. If it's what do you call it? If it is a bar soap, move to shampoos, do body scrubs, consider getting a massage, floss. Some of you don't have floss. For me, I'm used to floss. Some of you don't even floss your teeth. So they are talking about hygiene. How much time are you giving yourself for hygiene? Grooming yourself, okay? Do you get a haircut? Like now you see I have gray hair here. I have to decide if, in fact, I'm going to color my hair red. I was deciding if I should wait or not. Grooming yourself. How much time have you dedicated to grooming yourself? Dressing. Today, I decided to wear an African print. You will be so surprised that wearing what you like to wear can reduce your blood pressure. It can make you feel good because you're proud. Like when I have this print, in fact, I got so many compliments, but I like it. What are you wearing? What clothes do you wear? Are you wearing raggedy clothes? Are you wearing the clothes you've been wearing for I don't know how many years? Are your clothes tight? Are your clothes torn? Do your socks have holes? Getting around. How are you getting around up and about? Do you take walks? Who are your friends? How are you spending your time? The house chores. Do you have a day that you're doing your house chores? They're asking you. Cooking. Are you eating microwave dinners? Are you eating canned food? What kind of food is on your table? These are the hints they are giving you. And for cooking, they have a lot of things, you understand? Even the way you present your food. Eating. If you have difficulty eating, how do you eat? Do you need your food chopped? Like now, when I finish, I'm about to go make a smoothie because I've lost, I don't have teeth. I lost back teeth here. I'm going to make a smoothie. How are you eating? The smoothie is going to give me that energy I need because I'm putting aloe vera, I'm putting bananas, I have a papaya that I don't like to eat, I have grapes, I have all these kinds of fruits that I want to just run it in a smoothie and drink everything else. You understand? In one sitting, things that you might not even want to chip. What kind of utensils are you using? Some of you use paper plates. Those paper plates, they are very discouraging, by the way. Me, I don't like paper plates. My plates are fancy. My plates are like yellowish because I like yellow. I like plates with a pattern. So they are saying even the plates you use to eat can reduce your blood pressure. The spoons, your kitchen stuff, entertainment. You understand? How do you entertain yourself? What makes you feel good? This is something we are going to take. Do you remember to talk about? Do you remember to take your medication? Or you remember to take your medication when your heart starts beating? Or when you pass out? Shopping. Which grocery shopping do you go to? What kind of food? Are you buying organic, non-organic? How much money do you have you set aside for your food shopping? The clothes. Where do you buy your clothes? I was telling a friend today that in America, if you go to the thrift store, you will get very good clothes for $1, $2, and you will look nice, okay? Going out, how often do you go out with your husband, with your children, by yourself? For me, every Friday, I take myself out since 2012, and I just sit there. First, I go, I do my nails, I do my toes, and then I go eat at the seafood place. I don't care what's happening. I don't care what bills have been paid. The Friday is standard for me because after Friday, Saturday is my business day. Then next week I'm going to work. So for me, going out, Friday is my day for me. Even when I go out to dance, I go out on Friday. Enjoying recreation and leisure. What do you like to do for leisure? Some people like to play cards. Some people like Scrabble. Some people like maybe, what can I say? What do they say here? Talking. Some people like to play video games. What are you doing for leisure? Gardening. This is a new thing I've been doing. Okay, like I have a bigger garden. I used to do gardening, but it was smaller. Gardening is very good because it shows you that you can put a seed and harvest. I harvested a lot of okra. I harvested a lot of onions, a lot of not onions, pepper, and what else? Chinsaga, managu. Gardening is something good for you to do. Traveling. Some of you have been putting time, been thinking that, one day I'll start traveling. No, get up, plan, and go. Some of you are going to have diseases that will stop you from traveling. One time, my friend told me that her blood pressure was so high, she could not travel. I was so shocked. Imagine, I didn't know that. I didn't know that when your blood pressure is high, you can't fly, because when the plane goes up, the anxiety, I don't know what happens. So now, if you are in your 60s, your 70s, there are places you can't go. So if you plan to travel, you need to travel now. Get enough sleep. Why are you not sleeping? Okay, because some people are too anxious. They don't have even time to just rest their brain. For me, I go to sleep by 9 or 10, and I don't think about anything after 6 p.m. I don't want to think too much. And when I wake up in the morning, I start thinking, okay? Some people don't even dress weather appropriate. Some people, they just don't even have the right winter clothes. Some people don't have the right summer clothes. Wearing the wrong clothes can cause you a disease that you didn't prepare to have, and that includes stroke if you're not properly dressed. And the other one is the cold. Is it hypothermia? All these things they've put together. So I've given you a highlight of the series that we are going to cover. Not starting next week. Next week I won't be able to be here because I'm going to visit a friend. But the week after that, we are going to get back to this book. This book is like $20. Maybe you can find it on Amazon. It's a very good book. It's a very good book that anybody who wants to change their life, they can sit there and you start chapter after chapter and follow everything through. And just remember that when you have some chronic illnesses, your life changes, but it's good to prevent them before they come to you. They always say prevention is better than cure. Okay, guys, have a nice week. If you've not liked our page, please do that. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that. And we always thank you for taking time to listen to Abu and I. We come here because we are parents. We are raising 4 children. We come here because we want to support other families, young people. We come here because we want to encourage one person who is starting life. So that way, moving forward, you can learn something that you didn't know. Because also, as we were starting our own families, somebody was there to hold our hand and mentor us through. And this is what most of us are lacking. We are lacking mentoring. And mentoring is always something that can change your life. When you have someone who has walked through your journey, they will tell you, when I got there, I took this step. When I got here, I went here. When I did this, I did this. If you do this, you're going to do this. When you read the Bible, times don't change. It looks like times change, but things don't change. The things that happen in the Bible are still happening. And have a nice, beautiful week. Please sit down, set those goals, and come along with us. Cheers, guys.